Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus and this is the first of our masterclass videos, at least officially the first masterclass video, because now it's the time to start working on masterclasses. Maybe you've watched some of my Factorio masterclasses and you know what it is, but if not, then this is a series of tutorials and guides that will help you design some cool things, make some crisp designs, and with the advent of blueprints, then we now have the tools available for me to provide these things to you so you can make them awesome in your own game. I found a random build. What we're going to do today is we are going to look at the very late game smelters, some really crisp setups that I have developed that we're going to be building, designing together and building, and then I'll provide you with the blueprints. Now, the reason why I'm starting with this is because this is my Let's Play and this is exactly what I wanted to build in my Let's Play, and I just didn't want to bother to do this because it's a massive build before we had the blueprints available. So now that we do, then that makes sense. And if you want more of these masterclasses, and of course you do, then what I would recommend that you do is just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment what you'd like me to do masterclasses for, and I will get right on it. Now, before we dive into the designs, you will see that my designs follow some very clear design parameters. If you watched one of my previous videos about the planetary sectors, then you know that my planets are always divided into these bands. They match the fault lines, or tropics as they're now officially called. And let me make sure that I do not break these fault lines and keep within this. I'm going to stay within this area here, the yellow marked area. That is where we're going to be building, and that's going to be where I have my designs. All of my designs, they will be using 1/20th of the circumference of the planet, and that corresponds to these indicators here. They are the meridians. That's the place on the planet where there's a continuous unbroken line all the way from the North Pole down to the South Pole and back again. So that is, all of my designs will be horizontal builds. They will be within one or two. They'll be within sort of a fixed number of these planetary sectors, or you could call them city blocks, but they were more like planet blocks. But let's call them planetary sectors. That's what I've done. With that, let's dive into the first designs. There are 3 designs, different smelting designs, one for 1-to-1 builds, one for 2-to-1 builds, and then one for steel at the end. Let's start with the way that I always do this. If you look at here, I'm just trying to start where this just dawned, so we have there. If you look at it, 1, 2, 3 tiles in, or blocks in, and then the middle, and then there. That means you can actually have 3 interstellar logistics stations on one of these blocks, and you can have it all over here as well. So that's my optimal way of setting this up, and that's how I usually do it. We're going to start with some iron, because that's easiest. And then, as you already recall, not 2 seconds ago or 2 minutes ago, I said that I want to make sure that it is within a single planetary sector. That means the next build has to start already there. That gives me not a lot of room to work with. And luckily we have these awesome plane smelters here. And what if I build like that? Drag it 15 deep, 15 of these at speed 2. That will correspond to 30 of the normal ones, and that means exactly if it can consume a complete belt, and that's really what we want to do. So does this look reasonable if I build out here, get the iron out, and go all the way in here? So you can see we are just using all of the room we have available and barely have anything left, which is like perfect, because that's a good utilization of our space. And I think that one will go up here and go in. Yeah, it's just something about this. That one, and I can also take here. I'll do it from that side. That one, 15, and I can do it here as well. 15 and 1, 2. Is that the one? I think so. That one's going out, so this will be a return belt. Inbound hoops, inbound there, and return at this location, and outbound here. Alright, so the reason we do this, well, I can then do from here and in. That's all I need to do, and the rest can be copy pasted. I'm going to do iron, but you can of course do something else. Then we can drag it, drag, and finally drag. This is also why I'm not making it symmetrical, because if it's symmetrical, then I'd have to have 2 different designs One for the top side, one for the bottom side, but this is working. And this will be consuming a full belt, delivering full belt. So this is going to take 4 full belts out, 120 and 120 back again. Now, I don't want to make designs based on an interstellar logistics station that use more than 120 per second, because I think that's going to be very difficult to maintain. The one thing about this design, because it is so damn close, these last ones, no, not that one. These last ones have to be manually put like this, but that's a minor thing. Now the last part we need is to make sure that we have power, and you could build it here, but I could also build it that one. And now that this is where, why did I pick the yellow color, right? And I did, why oh why, there, and there. Come on, I can't see a damn thing here. There, yeah, don't use the yellow color in the future. But this is just the color that was defined by the patron who supported the channel, and that's they will get planets named after them. So that's and they can choose a color so that they can get whatever color they like to have. There, that is the full build. It's looking really nice. What we need to do is, of course, set it to request. Here, I'm gonna set full charge and full load. There, and then I can remove the other ones. Why do I remove the other ones? Because I need to copy it. There. We're going to use the new glorious blueprint function to grab a blueprint here. And I will not take the power poles. Use it. This is just temporary because this is not our final blueprint actually. There. And can we also build that one? I don't think so. No, we can't do that. Reason is it's too close. So I need to take another blueprint of this part here, but without any power poles, because the power poles need to be adjusted. Let's see, is that online? Yes, it is. It actually built there, and then all we need is down here, build the last of that one, and just be just a bit closer, and there. Yes. All right, so that is a really nice build. This is 120 for each of these sections. That is a total of 320 iron per second inbound and outbound, iron ore inbound and plates outbound. This is the same design that you will have for copper, stone, and to a certain extent magnets. You can just change this to either of these, change the inputs and outputs. But the magnets is a bit different because it has a slower crafting speed, so I'd still build this part and then I just accept that the magnets will not deliver 360 but actually 240 instead. And there we have it. That is going to be my blueprint. I'm going to take the whole blueprint and nothing but the blueprint. There, that is the whole thing. 360, 120, 180, 1230, 22. And if you don't want the solar panels, by all means, don't take the solar panels. I use the solar panels because it makes it so much easier for me to align it. If I don't have solar panels and misalign it by one, then I can stamp it down. But here I can't stamp it down because the solar panels are preventing it. So only if I stamp it down exactly correct will it work. Now, do I want to stamp it down? Not really. But what I want to show you is that I have, of course, already prepared this. I will give you all these blueprints. The way it works is that in the description below, you scroll and find the place where it says blueprints. There's a link to my website. That is a dedicated website where I have direct links to all of the blueprints for my Dyson Sphere program. So why are the 2 steps? Because I don't want to give a million links to different paste bins. So I'm going to give a link to my website where I can then update direct links to all of the paste bins with the actual text files. Here we have it. That is going to be the copper, the iron, this magnet smelting, and the stone. And you can just take it down. Oops, yeah, I keep forgetting. You have to double click here, get that one in, and if we build it correctly, there, then it's already building the next one. And since each of this is 1/20th of the circumference of the planet, you can build 20 of these around the globe, plus down here as well, and that will give you 40 of these. If you are using exclusively, let's say you want to dedicate an entire planet to just iron smelting, you could get 14,400 iron per second just from using the middle 2 bands around the planet. I think 14,400 is a pretty decent amount of iron you could get, and you will be hard pressed to both keep up with the power and the supply to make that happen. So that was the first build. And as we're getting ready for the second build, then let me just a bit this infrastructure here, and then I will be just mentioning that I do have a Patreon here for my channel, and I really appreciate all the people who are supporting. And if you like what I do here and you want to support the work, then there is a link to the Patreon below. And the way I do this is that I give these small rewards. All of the content, of course, available to everyone. There's nothing gated, but the thing is that I give these small perks like naming planets and just other things like that. So if you want to support, I really appreciate it. No obligation, of course. Right. The next one is the 2-to-1 build. If you look at this, you can say it's 2 silicon per 2 seconds into 1 silicon plate. That means we're going to have to do a different design. But we're not going to make a different design by much. We're going to be making very much the same design. We're still going to make it like this so that we can get a sense of it. And I'm still going to make it as close as possible because it has to. But the difference within this one and the other one is that they will be here. This is outbound, and then the inbound, or the return, sorry. That's the return there and there. So you have, since it's only working on a 2-to-1, then this is, well, in my opinion, the best way of doing that. And again, we're going to go outbound here and one to the side. Get it here, and let's see. Working on getting back, and that should be over here. Let's make sure that these get sorted. That will be silicon and silicon as well. I could just stamp down the blueprints, but I think it's more valuable to show how this is done, so you get a sense of it instead of just blindly copying a blueprint. And that, oops, here, inbound. Inbound. Okay, let's also do it here and have that one here. Now again, for the first one, and that's only the first one, we need to make sure that these two are set manually, but that's it. Again, power poles are going to be exactly the same as the previous one, so we're going to be struggling a bit with the lights here, but I should be able to do this. There, there, and there. Actually easier when it's in the shadow of this. Oh, that's not really looking great, is it? That one, and here. And these are all set. Maximum demand, maximum charge, maximum all of that stuff. And I'll take this out because that's not going to be part of our blueprint. And I will do a little quirky blueprint here. That will be... Nope. Use now. And go to this location. There. And the last one I don't think will be working. What? Oh, it might be working. There. And that is now going to be, this is, since it's 2-to-1, it's no longer going to be 100 and, no, it's not 360 per second. It is consuming 360 per second, but it is only producing 180 silicon per second. That's what all of this will do. So, you know, it's still nice. I'm really happy about this design, and you can stamp down as many as you like. Now this one will also not only be working for silicon, but also for titanium, for graphite, and lastly also for glass. That means there are 4 designs that follow this template. And again, we're going to look at the templates that I provide. That is the graphite, the silicon, the titanium, and the glass. There we go. So now we only have a single one left, and that is the steel. Now I would, you might say, well, you can just do steel as just do iron into that one, but I prefer to make a dedicated steel build because I want my steel build and my iron build to be disconnected. I mean, I don't want them to be linked together. So let's build a steel facility. Also, you're gonna need a lot of steel, more steel than some would think. Reason why you're gonna need more steel is because you are going to need steel for concrete. You use a lot of steel for the concrete, and you want lots of concrete because, hey, world is more beautiful when it's full of concrete. There and there. That is ready, but this design is going to be a bit different. Let me see, and I think I actually want it to be inbound in here. And over on that side I've made here, that one. That's the location. inbound, inbound. And we again set these lines up as much as we can. There. And we'll build this one first this time. This will work by getting the iron ore on this side and getting it all the way through. We're going to get the other one. Yeah. And the iron ore comes out and goes all along this line. And we'll get the iron part and the steel part in. Good. All the way. All the way. And similarly on the other side, which will just be opposite. Iron and steel. Get some inserters. Like that. And paste. And paste. And as you can probably already guess, the final one in here will need just a little bit of extra attention. It got the attention it needed, it craved, and then I need to build the power poles. They are going to be exactly as we've done it many times before, except misplaced there. And I want to try to get this pattern to be as similar for all of them as I can. That one, that one. There. Right, so that is now done with this one. And we can take out and again do the blueprinting. Oh, not quite there. Get all of it in. Use now. That one. And the last down here is there. And that will have all of that. That will be, of course, also be provided. Now, this is only going to deliver 60 steel per second, but, you know, that's corresponding to 60 concrete per second, so that should help pave the planets. Now, that is basically the 3 designs that I'm providing, and they will get you through all of these designs, all of this you want. And wouldn't it be cool if we just had, like, the entire planet covered and then just see how that works? And so here you can see the final product. Yes, we have only done half of it, but it looks absolutely amazing, doesn't it? All of these just chugging along, building a massive, massive amount. And that is how we're going to wrap this one up. I hope that you have enjoyed the first masterclass and are going to use the blueprints that I have provided. Good thing I pointed them down. And there you can see a little problem. I simply ran out of plain smelters. So that will turn around and have the other way. So anyway, if you liked it, you know what the like button is. If you have some good ideas for what I should do the next masterclass on, then let me know. And of course, if you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing to keep up with more factory-based content. So thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.